What's up, everybody? I think today we're going to touch a touchy subject, okay? Actually was having a conversation with a gentleman yesterday, and it was quite a conversation, believe me. We're going to talk about homosexuality in the military. Now, personally, I don't like to talk about this because it's a touchy subject for everybody, and not everybody sees things the same way. I'm not here to judge anybody. That's not my job to judge anybody either. That's up to God. You know, that's his job. He makes the judgment calls on this stuff. But we were talking about this, something that Trump had said, and now, don't get me wrong, I love Trump, but I don't hinge myself on every word he says, because he's like a giant spoon in a giant pot that just loves to stir up the bottom of the burnt pot. So you gotta kind of take what he says with a grain of salt, because he'll say stuff just to get people riled up and get their goat and see where they're gonna go with this. Now, it's funny because it mentioned the ban for transgender people in the military, because quote unquote common consensus is that they want the transgender transformation via the military, so he wants to stop it for that purpose. Now, I'm not sure first of all how legal that is, let alone how unconstitutional it can be. Here's what I do know. If you're straight, if you're gay, it doesn't matter if you're male, if you're female. If you're a patriot and you want to serve, then you should be able to serve. Now, this guy made me laugh because he was trying to say that transgender people in the military will not be able to concentrate on their job because they'd be more concerned with the fact about if they were going to get their sex change. Now, I can't, to me, I find that kind of comical, because how is that even possible? I mean, it's like, really? I mean, because you want to have a sex change, that's all you can think about, and so you join the military and you can't think about anything else besides that, knowing that, it just did, anyways, it just, to me, it was kind of a little bit ridiculous and didn't make any sense. And let alone the fact that it was borderline, homophobic, it was borderline unconstitutional, it was borderline anything that you could possibly think of. Because when I was trying to tell him that you can't stop somebody to join the military based on their sexual preferences, whether male or female, bisexual, homosexual, whatever, trisexual, transsexual, it's against the Constitution. And that's what they're going to fight. It's constitutional law. They're going to fight against constitutional law. He kept insisting that it was a mental issue. I asked him several times, how can you prove that it's a mental issue? He couldn't answer that, but he kept insisting that it was a mental issue. So do a little research like I did, and you'll see that it's not a mental issue. It's never been a mental issue. It can cause a mental issue if they're not treated, if they have that problem. But it's not everybody. It's not every single trans male or trans female is going to act that way or have a mental disorder over the fact. It's only like one portion of it. It's called gender dysphoria. It's what bothers them because they don't feel comfortable in their own body. So everybody has this gender dysphoria in them. Most of us do. It's like if you're a fat woman, and I hate to say that, and don't mean to insult anybody. Trust me, especially you ladies out there. This is not an insult. You don't feel comfortable in your body. It's a gender dysphoria. You are not comfortable with yourself, so you don't like yourself. That's what they're going through, and that's when it happens. And then you got depression and all that other stuff. It's not a psychological issue. It's a biological issue. It's a DNA issue. It's a genetic issue. Do some research before you say stuff, because this is the shit that gets everybody in trouble. This is the shit that will get Trump thrown out of the office again if he doesn't change what he's thinking. There's certain things you say and there's certain things you can't say. You have to pick your battles. That's not one of them. Don't go just stating stuff that's untrue without facts. That's the problem. Get facts. Make sense of stuff. Know what you're talking about before you speak about it, because you can be you can put yourself in a really tough spot. You know what I mean? You never know who you're going to insult. It's like using the words, like, I'm not going to say them, but it's like calling somebody a name that that's going to get you in trouble. It's going to get you into a beef, and it's, you know what I mean? It's like, you don't want to say it. Don't say it. But have a little common sense. Know what you're talking about. Like I said, I don't like touching that subject, because it's too sensitive as a subject. And I have a lot of people that I know that are that are in that LGBTQ community, and it's like, you know what I mean? They don't mess with me, I don't mess with them, and they're not trying to make me gay. They're not trying to make anybody in my family gay. So it's cool. They can go live their life. That's what it's all about. See, we live in America, and America is about freedom. So I believe in freedom. I believe in freedom of, press, and freedom of religion, and freedom of speech, and, freedom to be able to live your life like the Constitution says. That we are allowed to the pursuit of happiness, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So if being, in that community falls into that category, then so be it. But I think we're crossing a line somewhere, where people they are listening too much to the wrong people, and they're getting the wrong information, and they're running. Because somebody in a high spot says it doesn't always mean it's factual. I mean, we're knocking down the Democrats for doing this, and yet, here we are, the conservative doing it. Stop it. We're not the Democrats. Stop it. That's not what we're about. A conservative is not about condemning somebody for their rights and their liberties and their pursuit of happiness. So, trust me. And I know this is going to hurt me. This might cost me people. What am I going to do? This is my opinion, and I'm just stating my opinion. I don't believe that transgenderism is a mental issue. I still believe that it's a physical issue. It's got to do with your DNA, your XY chromosomes, genetics, which is really weird, because I didn't know that one. But I actually kind of picked up a book and read, which a lot of people don't want to do. So it says in the book that if you have genetically a person who is of that caliber in your family, there's a possibility that it will come down the line and it doesn't have to be directly in the your immediate family, like father, brother, sister, brother, sister, whatever it is. You know what I mean? No, it could be aunt, uncle, cousins, nieces, nephews. It's in the genetic line. It's on both sides of the family. So whoever has them on their family, there's a possibility that they can spread it. Not spread it. I'm sorry. That's the wrong thing. See? And here, and it's not that I'm trying to say something bad. It's just I use the wrong words. It can be passed on. Okay? A lot of times it has to do with your XY chromosomes, where you you have the wrong, you have a mixture of the chromosomes can also do it. here's a perfect example, and I don't want to get too deep into this, but there's genetic defects, okay, where an hermaphrodite, male and female gender, right? Born like that. So where do they lie? They can lie either way. They can lie as a female or they can lie as a male. I don't know. It's, you know what I mean? I'm not, it's not, I didn't put the body together. God did. So if there was a, thing there, then it is what it is. But here's the point is, don't say stuff that without having back proof. You know what I mean? We're busting everybody's balls about it. Fauci and his science. Oh crap. Everybody that said anything stupid, like, like Bill Gates and his science, which he's not even a scientist, but yet he wants to vaccinate everybody. He wants to eliminate the population. Untrue facts. Okay? Stop it. Just stop. Because all you're doing is making things worse. Facts are very important. You can't make things up. Be what it is. You know what I mean? Facts are facts. Speculation is speculation. Figure it out. But don't spout it out unless you shout it out with knowledge. Peace out.